All right. Now I should be okay. I'm on now. Everything is working. It was showing itself to work. It's just running slow, a lot of internet stuff, but I am on live. I'm going to make some announcements about these two online courses that I'm doing and that I'm happy to be on another social media app, which, if you look down in the description below, you will see those that are listed. And so happy to be able to make some money. Make some money. Get out of debt. Yes, yes. Thank you, Rose. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I guess it's so much with the internet and things. And plus, the area that I'm in is an old area, so sometimes the internet can run kind of slow, even though the cell tower is about a mile and a half south of me. But anyway, I'm going to talk just briefly about these two courses, online courses. And not only that, but I will also volunteer myself out to do some numerology stuff. But one of the things that's so important is that, first of all, I'm happy to be able to do this. Next month, I will be 74. And my good buddy Lloyd Strayhorn, he's going to be in another 12 days. He's going to be 82. I got to get into the habit of learning how to eat better like him. He's a vegan. His daughter wrote a vegan book and got him into becoming a vegan. And so I need to get more on the track. I don't have to be exactly a vegan, but what I could do is allow myself to eat even healthier. And that's what I'm doing. I basically still follow an intermittent fasting diet program, which is basically eat two meals between 1 and 9 p.m. There's got to be an 8 hour window in there, but I try not to eat after 8 p.m. So this is what I've been doing for the past couple of since last year, and because my weight went up a little bit, went down, got a little stressed out, but I'm now hovering at 240 pounds, and I've been on it. Before I was 237, went up to 242, got it back down to 240 pounds. So, hey, I got this announcement about these two online 8-week courses. The first one, of course, kicks off next month on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, no, excuse me, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, my time at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and on the West Coast at 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Now, this kicks off and is going to run from May, March 25th, March 25th, all the way over to May the 20th. Now that's 8 weeks. That actually computes to nine, but the week of the taxes, April 15th, falls on a Wednesday. So I chose not to teach on that night. Let everybody, include myself, get all of that taken care of. Okay. Now is called Meeting Your Higher Self. Meeting Your Higher Self. And this is another course that's based on my book, which many of you are now familiar with. Got so many books up here, but many of you are now familiar with Radiant Heart. So, the interesting factor, this book can be utilized, but it gives you an idea, right? So, if you have Radiant Heart, you will be able to take off quite well. and kind of keep up because that gives you some context about what I'm teaching. Also, I like to say I'm one of many pioneers who have been talking about the higher self, coming in touch with your higher self, realizing that's who you truly are on earth, having a human experience. We used to always say the soul, the soul, the soul. But if you come back to my YouTube channel, you'll find one of my talks, and I talk about the difference between the soul and the higher self. There's a different, distinctive difference. You might call the soul is that map, that part of yourself, part of the higher self that is utilized to record all of your various life streams that you've had from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. And we all have learned now over the past maybe 10 years is that these life streams that we have are running concurrent with the one that we're in right now. It's just that we've been taught to focus on this one right now instead of realizing we have other lanes, other lifetimes that we could travel in and out of. And the thing that we have to do now, because we're being pushed to become more of our true self on this earth, is that we want to realize there's another part of us in this matrix that we're in that's already doing the things successfully, already having a successful life. So that's one of the things that is important to realize. There's one of us already doing living the dream of the millionaire, the billionaire, living in another country, doing deep healing work, getting paid for what we do, being a motivational speaker. There's a us in one of those other lanes doing those things. Now, here is something else that's equally important for us to realize. When you take this 8 week online course, the early bird fee, if you can pay it prior to March the 1st of this year, you'll save $72 and you'll get it for $328. Now, if you are, many of you are a part of my Circle of Grace One spiritual family where I'm the mentor for you, then we knock off another $28 and you'll get the course for $300, where the standard fee starts on March the 1st, and it will be $400. Many of you who are already in my circle of the Circle of Grace One, you're going to get it at the flat rate of $300. Most of you may realize I have a Zoom account, and that's where it will be taught on the Zoom account that I have. So it's a private video stream platform. You don't need a password. You just come on there at the appointed time of the course, class, whatever it is, and we do it. There will be some meditation introduced within the course at the same time, little snippets of meditation so that you are open, relaxed, calm, and centered so that you are getting this information properly for yourself. So here are some, I'm not going to list all of the 8 because in one of the prior videos that I did already, if you look for the page link, YouTube thumbnail page link, where it shows the book and my logo at the same time, and then which is Radiant Heart. You see that again. I did it a couple of weeks ago, and you can go in there and then you'll see how I may have talked a little longer, but you'll see all I mentioned at that time all of the 8 lessons. Here are a few. Lesson number 1 is the importance of attuning to your higher self. There is a reason why we need to do that. And we have even a stronger reason now because all of this nonsense we see lingering around in the world. Lesson number 2 is what is a dynamic flow and how to activate it. We all have a kickstart kind of energy. And if we learn how to put it into motion, it makes things speed up faster around ourselves. And then the class number three is how to connect and activate directly with your higher self, which is what this book is talking about. Radiant Heart is the seven amazing pathways to connect, activate, and communicate with your higher self. And so, class number three is how to connect and activate directly with your higher self. And so, that gives you some of the things. And the very last class, which will be done on May the 20th, I'm going to lead you through a guided meditation online, which is called Meeting Your Higher Self in the Great Central Sun. The higher self is in the Great Central Sun, is where you go when you are asleep, in resting in that sleep pattern, deep theta level. That's where you are. You're in the Great Central Sun, reviewing your life's journey. You're in the Great Central Sun, mapping out your life. You're in the Great Central Sun, stitching up the flawed parts of yourself. So I'm going to give you a guided meditation, and it's my desired hope that you will experience it and have a great deal of fun getting that information. The second 8-week online course will start on Wednesday, June the 3rd, and it will run all the way through July 22nd of 2026. The time again, it starts my time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is an 8-week online course, Creative Pathwork Meditation Series. So, in the first class, you're going to learn what is and how does creative pathwork meditation work. I'm going to break it down to you what it actually means. You're going to learn in the second class, guided or silent. Like, people know, some people love a guided. Why? Because they get a chance to kind of relax their mind, not really envision or think about anything, not hold on to an intention, but it gives them that moment where someone is like they're in a movie theater and someone is telling them everything that's on the screen. So, but in this case, class number two within Creative Pathwork Meditation Series is guided or silent. And you're going to learn that it's a matter of discipline. At some point, you can start off with a guided meditation, but eventually you're heading toward the chamber of silence where it all really unfolds over time. The third class is the importance of understanding the five flames as light. So there's going to be five distinctive rays that you're going to work with, and you're going to understand how they work. So, what is the first one? Is the white light energy flame. Excuse me. The second one is a golden yellow light. The third one is a pink flame type of light. You see, so you're going to get this understanding of how these things work. You're going to also be with the violet light of transcendence. I'm not giving you the one that's known by the ascended master, Saint Germain. I'm giving you the one that has come to me over the years that people are able to utilize that I've shared. And then the fifth one, flame, is silence through the blue light, which is the opening of the door to your higher self. So you're going to get these teachings. We're going to go through these teachings. And one of the cool things about creative pathwork meditation is this. Each week is an enlivened process, getting down to the bare facts of what meditation is and how to utilize it, giving you many other advantageous methods that you can put into motion right at the end of the class, right during the week. So the early bird fee here is $330 if you pay it before or by April the 30th, 2026. So if you pay it before April the 20th, actually I have it listed April the 20th, but it should be like maybe closer to the month of May. Okay. So what you want to be able to do, because the class is starting on June the 3rd, so I'm actually going to push it a little further down there to give you the time you need, but it should be by April the 30th, so you get a whole month in there, right? Up front. Get it, you save $30 because you're going to get it for 330. But however, you might be already a part. You might be my spiritual son, my spiritual daughter through the Circle of Grace One. Many of you are that will be listening to this. So you don't pay 330. The standard fee prior to June the 3rd or on June the 3rd is $360. But as a member, being my spiritual son or daughter within my Circle of Grace One, then what happens is you get it at a flat rate of $300. So it's going to be highly accessible to you. And many of you already know how I teach because you've heard me teach right here on my YouTube channel. So both courses are based on my book, Radiant Heart: Seven Amazing Pathways to Connect, Activate, and Communicate with your higher self. That's what it's actually based on. So if you email me about these, how to pay for them, you're going to email me at iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. That's iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. And I'll give you all the steps that you can utilize. Venmo, Cash App, what else? PayPal, that's three right there. you know I take a personal check or personal money order sent to me. So you have about five different ways. Oh, of course, there's Zelle. People like to use Zelle. So I accept that as well. Use Zelle. It happens. The payment is right then and there. So let me just give you my direct email in here. And what I want to tell you is I'm kind of excited here. I was going to attempt to do a double simultaneous podcast. Now, here's the thing. I have a cousin. Sometimes you see me wear what is called his Onyx Con fishing jersey. He's a budding actor. He has received many cameo shots on the TV show on Netflix called Black Lightning, where he's one of the medical people. He is also has been in the movie, the first Wakanda movie. You don't get to see him till all the way to the end, where Chad Boseman is talking from his character T'Challa, like they're in the UN. He's talking about vibranium, right? And as the camera pans all the way to a side profile, you'll see a brother there, light complexion brother, and you see his left profile, and that's my cousin Joseph R. Wheeler III, the president and founder of Onyx Con. Onyx Con is the Black Comic Con conventions. He was doing a lot of them down in Atlanta, Georgia, just prior to COVID hitting. And he was able to get many of the different actors from the Black Lightning set to Wakanda set to come and visit and just be a part of it. And so he has connections, and he's a very, very avid person. If you live down in Atlanta, hook up with my cousin Joseph R. Wheeler III. And if you love fishing, hook up with he and his father. His father is Joseph R. Wheeler II, and they have fishing contests. Okay, they love to fish. And so, excuse me, you can be right there with him or with them and go fishing. Or you can be anywhere in the world. You just have to show a clear shot of the fish that you catch, and you also have to weigh it. So you have to measure it, its length, and weigh it. Okay, and then of course show it to them, and then they go by that. One of the great things about it, being in touch with all of my cousins and family members now, is everybody is doing something that is getting them out front, in front of the collective humanity. And I'm really enjoying this, from my youngest niece in Oakland to her uh, daughter, who is doing the do as of studying film. There we go. Daughter studying film at Cal State at Northridge, California. And I hope to see, that's Maya, and Maya Revels-Bey, and I hope to see her younger brother. He's about what, 15 or 16. He is in the midst of Oakland Academy Arts and Sciences, where he is, I'm quite sure is going to fall forward in computer games or something of that nature. And if that's the case, he can make a lot of money, creating computer games. And I hope he does it. He has he's just into it, and he's in a great place. So when you see them, he's Joshua Ravino-Bay, Oakland, California. Well, of course, his dad is an avid professional photographer, Darren Ravino. And Darren does a lot of work also, whatever he's doing out there as well. And his wife, which is my lovely young niece, Amira, she has her own business, which is Grow Scale Business. I believe is something to that nature. You can find her on Substack. You can find her on Facebook. You can find her on Instagram and many other apps. And I might tell her about this one so that she can get started and come up with some things that will help her out and gain some business. I got to let her know about this. So, anyway, there's this opportunity where this app is called Fanbase. And what is Fanbase? I heard about Fanbase last year. But when I heard about it last year, it was a friend from high school was telling me about it, but I don't think he was using it because he just gives me a lot of information. Sometimes he may use it, sometimes he may not. Well, anyway, just recently, as 24 hours, 36 hours ago, my cousin, Joseph Russell Wheeler III, president and founder of OnyxCon, tells me on Instagram audio message. He couldn't think of why he couldn't tell me. But it was okay because now I'm excited because fan base, the major player, the major founder of fan base is Isaac Hayes the Third. Who is Isaac Hayes the Third? He is the son of the legendary R&B composer of the music Shaft for the music Shaft, R&B piano organist player Isaac Hayes. That's his father. And he kind of looks like his father a little bit. Face a little bit more rounded out. His father was taller and slim. But he and two other brothers, and I think a sister on there, they started this thing called Fanbase, this social media app. And guess what? I don't have to wait to get 1,000 followers or 100 followers or 500 followers like on Instagram. I had to get 1,000 subscribers or followers before I went live. But the thing was, I went live several times. I was on here doing this right here, whether it was I was doing Clear Blue Radiance on Michelle Vidal's Resonant Essentials um, YouTube channel or my own. And then I would click on Instagram. And I did that a lot last year and the year before. Well, Instagram said I didn't have at least 1,000 followers. I only had 827. So they cut me in the bud. I couldn't go live anymore. Well, now I'll be able to do it. I was going to do it today, but I didn't want to be jumping back and forth too much. but I'm going to put up some things about meditation, some things about numerology, some things, and I will be able to have subscribers and followers. So if certain followers pay like something like $4.99 a month as a subscriber, then that gets them in the door to get specific information. Um, so I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to start out with giving out a lot of, quick readings in numerology for people, and see how this thing kind of flows. And then we'll graduate into where they can give a donation, into the app, into my accounts, especially if they can email me, then I can give them all of my financial app information. And of course, it can go straight to Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle, and or they can send me out a check or whatever. But the whole bottom line is, this is something that a lot of us could get a lot of things going for ourselves, and it's put together by some brothers. This is very, very cool, and there's lots of people in there already. It's from last year doing their thing. I got to get on board and podcast a little bit more so people know exactly what it is that I do. So it's called Fan Base, capital FANBASE. Now, if you want to go to my page on fanbase.app, you'll type in HTTPS colon double forward slash www fanbase app. App is APP single forward slash the at symbol, and then you just type in capital C, lowercase IRCLE, lowercase OF. You're going to create it as one word, and then right after the F, capital G for grace. Capital GRACE with the number one right after grace. And that's how you go straight to me. I just started, so maybe a little later on, I will go on and put up some short videos on affirmation, short videos on meditation, talk a little bit about numerology, and let's see what happens. Maybe interpret some dreams. Just see how this thing is going to flow. But one of the greatest things about it is a person can follow me right away and I'm gonna make some money. Especially when they come on as subscribers. You get it same day. You don't be waiting forever. Actually, you get whatever goes on that month. The next month, you get paid. So that's how I understand how it works. So these online courses, now I plan on teaching a third one. So when this one called Creative Pathwork Meditation Series is done on July 22nd, then I'm going to kick another one off probably after Labor Day of this year, so that we have these courses are ongoing. And of course, next year, I will kick back into gear the numerology. Numerology seems to function well in Capricorn or Aquarius, you know, so people get their information. But I'm going to be teaching more often. As you know, I love to teach. I'm going to be finding ways to teach meditation more often to people. So we have all of these lovely books. Um, I understand in the UK, people have Dancing in the Light of Divine Grace. They have this already. This is a book, paperback for $25. If you got it as an ebook, it was $8.88. People also got The Wisdom of Akhenaten as I Am, and he goes to the tune of, I believe he's $11.11 on Amazon, $11.11 on Amazon. The cool thing about it is the information. It was stated in such a short time. The information on the wisdom of Akhenaten as I am is a channeled book. There was no handwritten notes, no typed out notes at all, just straight out of the ethers. Then, of course, it was The Gift, which is the wisdom of Nefertiti as I am. And her book is probably around the same price. I have to put these prices in the book. But the unique thing about it is that it is also a channeled book. It's just my remembrance. This is The Gift, the wisdom of Nefertiti as I am. And all these things, of course, I've got in deep, deep meditation. And then, of course, for $12, again, I got to look this all up. For $12, we have Decree and It Shall Be, Speak as I Am. And this is how to place the energy of your words as intentions and affirmations and prayers and affirmative prayers and decrees along with meditation into the universe. And then, of course, this book is there on Amazon. And this is, of course, The Age of Remembrance, the Divine I Am Presence in Selenite. And this is all about the use of selenite, how to work with selenite, how to use it, its greater benefits. Now, Radiant Heart was my seventh book. My sixth book was The Key to Life is Numerology, Your Name and Date of Birth Through the Study of Numbers. So this was a basic manual for people to be able to get the information for themselves. And if you wanted to, it covers it, the information for the numbers covers Pythagorean as well as Chaldean. So you have a way to get the information. Well, one of the things, again, I can do some numerology brief readings. See, I'm competing with my throat here. But one of the things that's important for us to realize is with all that is going on in the world, meditation is going to be your additional medicine. Meditation is going to be your additional medicine. Now, why do I say that? Well, when there's a lot of stress, a lot of chaos, the things we see in the news over and over and over, it's designed to trigger you. And I'm going to say this information that I'm going to say in a short sentence to you is that the so called uh, people energetically have their own groups of people bombarding the citizens, not just with a gun, not just threatening, but subtle degrees of energy are being dropped out here in an occult manner so that what you are involved in is a spiritual war. People say, well, some people sell their soul. Yeah, that's true. But here's this: some people don't sell the soul. They're being drawn, their soul is being bombarded with poisonous darts of thought processes and images and sounds and words and other symbols so that it's designed to confuse the person from, am I connected? Is my third eye open? Is my third eye closed? Oh, I heard it's calcified, so it's covered with crust. I can't do anything. So people are being pushed to think and feel that they cannot help themselves spiritually, occult wise, and overall metaphysically. With astrology, cardology, tea leaf reading, coffee leaf reading, crystal ball reading. There's a whole lot of ways in which you can ascertain information for yourself. It's just a matter of discipline. When you discipline yourself, set the time aside so you could study what you have to study, then what you're doing is allowing yourself to be able to have the golden opportunity with the silver thread to accomplish your goals. You'll understand the use of copper when you have to study metals and gems. Okay, you'll go into that and you'll see why that actually works or why it may not work for some people. Some people don't resonate with copper. Some people don't resonate with gold. Some people don't resonate with silver. So we find these things out and we try to find a way to correct ourselves and allow ourselves an opportunity to get better. That's the whole bottom line. So, these online courses are allowing you to learn a different aspect of yourself every week. It allows for you to put something in motion for yourself every week that you could continue to play it out through the end of your life if you want. You will be able to take these teachings and utilize these teachings for yourself and for your loved ones. You'll be able to take these teachings and make them work for yourself. You know, the late Reverend Ike used to say, all people say prayers don't work, affirmations don't work. Well, they're only saying that because they haven't spent the time nor the energy to have the sweat from the brow. In other words, they have not worked at it diligently until they get to the level where it begins to work for them. So that's why when you hear somebody say, oh, they didn't tell you this, or, a lot of the advertisements that we see on Facebook and other places, people didn't tell you this. People didn't tell you that. Hmm. People said this doesn't work, that doesn't work, my product works. I'm not saying my product is the only one out there. My services are the only one out there. But what I'm trying to get across to people is we have to put forth a diligent effort. So people say practice makes perfect. Well, guess what? Sometimes you can become overwhelmed of attempting to be perfect through your practice. So I had proposed a word or phrase that says this: practice does not mean perfect. Practice means I am present. So you have to be aware in each and every moment of something that you're doing in order to feel what? Present. Being in this moment where someone can see you, someone can recognize you, someone can communicate with you. So you want to be present for yourself. You want to show up for you. You'll do the necessary things to show up for yourself, and the universe will take care of the rest because you planted the seed into the universe. It has to come back with flowers and petals and stems and seeds and aromatic scents. You're going to have the experience. So that is the purpose of reaching out and teaching people at this point. We've heard the cliche, each one teach one. Well, as one teaches two, two teaches two more people, and then one is teaching four. And you add two more people onto the second row of two, and you'll just see more energy, more information coming out. The whole idea, though, is for us to move forward. That's what we're striving to do. We're all striving to move forward. So we want to give ourselves this opportunity in which we can make something happen for ourselves. And the only way we can do that is to pick up the tools that we know that are lying around us, sitting on a bookshelf, underneath the bed, between your pillow and the mattress, in the bookshelf, in the kitchen amongst your cooking books. There is a book that you must work with. You must bring it through yourself. You must bring out the teachings. You must live the teachings. This is important. So, this is why I came on tonight. I just wanted to let you know again, starting Wednesday, March the 25th, 2026, at 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, as well as 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Meeting Your Higher Self. That is an 8-week online course. We're going to skip April the 15th, which is a Wednesday, but we start on Wednesday, March 25th, and we're going to end on Wednesday, March the 20th. And then you have the other course that kicks out on June the 3rd and ends July 22nd. And that's all about my creative pathwork meditation techniques and methods, or I call the series. You got to find out what does creative pathwork meditation mean, and you're going to find out all these other things you need to put into motion in order to make things work better for yourself. So this is, an opportunity. And again, all you have to do is email me at iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. That's iam dot circle of grace with the number one at the end at gmail.com. Now, I have a LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn account, Linktree account, I should say. I have a Linktree account, and on there I got 9 things you can tap on, and you could find me. One of them, of course, is you'll be able to email me. Another one has an Amazon icon link. That'll take you, when you open it up, you'll see my seventh book, Radiant Heart, which sells for $25 as a paperback. Well, you'll see the icon for Instagram. You'll see the icon for Blue Sky. You'll see the icon for Substack. You'll see many other icons. Circle of Grace One here on YouTube. You're going to see the icon for that. But here's the great thing. As of today, I started fanbase.app / symbols for at and then Circle of Grace One. I'm initiating that as well, and hopefully I will be able to put forth some short videos tonight. I mean, really short. You can only upload them right now from your iPhone or Android. So I'm going to do some really short videos that I'm going to place up so they have some information. And then as time goes on, I will start doing some lives when I know I have the time to do them. Well, do you have any questions? Does anyone in our audience has any questions? Is there something you would like me to talk a little bit more about? Okay, so let's do a meditation, and then I'm going to sign out, have a little dinner or soup or something, and then I'm going to introduce myself to fan base. And what I might do is introduce myself to fan base. Who knows? I might come across here live. Anything is possible. Just find a place where you can sit and be comfortable. You don't have to push your body into a full lotus. You can use a half lotus. Or better yet, just sit on the edge of your bed or sit on uh, your chair. Let your body relax itself, especially along the chest and the upper part of the back where the shoulder blades are and the neck. It's like you have a harness. Just relax. And while you're allowing yourself to relax, pay attention to how your body feels. Do you have tightness in the lower part of your back? Is it in the center across the mid part of your back? Is it on your shoulders? Let's say it's on your shoulder going into the side of your neck. So, what I want you to do is kind of stroke down from the neck, from the point on the neck where you feel the tension, stroke down into the shoulder muscle using 2 fingers. And what you're doing is you're programming your body to recognize that you're going to attend to it for a healing. And I want you to know that you can do this. It's not difficult. We just have to stop from being the kind of person that is over analyzing. Over analyzing can cause you to miss your turn where you need to go. You might turn on an angle and it's not the right angle. So you're going to take your time and find where the stress parts are on your body. All you do is focus into them. If you can put your palm there, close enough to it, and send your own chi up from the waist, up from the ground, up through the shoulders, up through the upper arm, forearm, into the hollow space that you're creating here. And then you can flatten it out. But I want you to breathe through it. This is important. The more you learn how to breathe through, the better you shall be. So just inhale, exhale. Inhale again, exhale. Do it again, exhale. And you're going to keep doing that till you feel very calm on the inside, very relaxed. And as you get into that zone, you're going to now do all the breathing through your nose without pausing in between. I'm not going to say rob yourself of it, but I'm just going to say a part of holding the breath will be a lesson that's called dynamic flow in meeting your higher self, 8-week course. But here you don't have to hold on to anything. Just allowing yourself to relax even more. And then allow yourself to gather with your breath. So you kind of inhale, exhale, gathering positive energy out of the ethers back to yourself. Inhale again, exhale. Then you can inhale right here and bring all that energy back to yourself. The whole key of this short creative pathwork meditation is to let the thoughts dissolve. Let the stress dissolve. Let anger dissolve. Let things fall away from you. That is the whole purpose of this particular exercise. So, what I want you to do is practice that. Just in case you get started in any one of these two online 8-week courses, you'll have something that you have accomplished that you can use right away for yourself. So I want you to take your time. I want you to enjoy your life, be better for yourself. Take your time. No need to rush. The more time you can take, the more you can feel what you are striving to do. And that's highly important. We got to become feelers again, not just thinkers. If we're going to be thinking, then we need to become a strategic planner, not just someone who's haphazardly thinking. And as you do that, I want you to feel a sense of being unfolded to receive and not just letting the arms clap or hug yourself, but just know that you have the power, like one whose mother, to nurture and nourish you with spiritual, metaphysical teachings. All right, everybody, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to take a little break, and then I'm going to put myself out there on fan base tonight to see that People might have some interest. I'm not going to be on too long because I've had a long day and a long week, and it ain't over till tomorrow. Then I got Psychic Fair on Sunday, and of course, Saturday out here for the people. I have my live and in person creative pathwork meditation classes building up again. I usually have about three people. Now I have a brand new one. This is her, I think, her second, third, fourth, her fourth week, and that's going to be cool. And then I have a couple who's out of town, two couples. One should be back now from Egypt, and the other two are going to be back next week. So I'm ready to sign off, give my eyes a break from this light. See you at another time. Enjoy your life. Stay well, stay safe. And until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. I'm looking forward to see you all real soon.